There comes a time in everyone's life where they must reflect on the past, a time where they must decide whether or not they are satisfied with their past accomplishments. As I sat down at my desk a few Sundays ago, I began wondering if I have accomplished enough in my very short life. I quickly came to the realization that my life was fairly dry. And by fairly dry, I mean I was the most boring person I knew. I just had not experienced enough. I haven't had the same experiences as many of the people my age. That moment right there, I had an epiphany. I had the radical idea that I would go out and do something worth bragging about. Something new, something exciting. Quickly after I had this epiphany, I found myself in my boxers, playing video games, and piecing together the night before with my two roommates. But only moments later, something very peculiar happened. My phone rang. I thought to myself, could it be? Do I have friends? As I walked over to my desk to pick up the phone, with hopes that it would be anyone but my mother, I looked down at the contact on my phone and saw Eric Schneider. Now, being very friendly with Eric and spending many exciting evenings with him here at Stonehill, I got pretty excited to, see what he wanted. I answered the phone like any college student on a Sunday afternoon. What? It's needless to say, Eric paid no heed to my very non-enthusiastic greeting and quickly exclaimed, "Come outside to the rink, I have skates for you," and then hung up. This was it. This was my big shot. If Stonehill was going to take an outrageous sum of money as a donation and build an ice rink of all things, I was going to take advantage of it. And I was. I was about to become a little less boring. I threw on a pair of sweats, a jacket, grabbed a winter hat, and hurried out the door, down the corridor, up a flight of stairs, and finally into the fresh air. It was time. Time to make a change. I began to make my way over to Eric, who was sitting on the bench next to our good friend Logan Mayer, and then my mind started to race. What if I fall? What if I crash into someone? Or even worse, what if they laughed at me? As the last thought popped into my head, a very inspirational quote soon followed. It was the voice of Chaz Michael Michaels, main character of the blockbuster figure skating movie Blades of Glory. And Chaz said to me, "Hey, they laughed at Louis Armstrong when he said he was going to the moon. Now he's up there laughing at them." He was right. People are going to judge you. They're going to make fun of you for your flaws and your inabilities. But at the end of the day, when you tuck yourself into bed, whether or not you impress the ones around you isn't what's important. The only thing that truly matters is if you're happy with who you are. So I laced up those skates as tight as I could, wobbled over to the gate, opened the latch, and I stepped out onto the ice. Now you would figure, being from New England, home of the Boston Bruins, home of hockey greats like Bobby Orr and Cam Neely, that, well, I'd be a natural on the ice. However, that was not the case. I was about as graceful as Bambi the first time he steps on the ice. I fell almost instantaneously, but quickly shook it off and stood back up. I started skating, slowly inching forward and slowly picking up speed, and before I knew it, I had the hang of it. After only one fall and numerous laps, I was skating around the rink with ease. It was amazing. I was doing something new, something fun, something exciting, and I was doing it well. After getting off of the ice and heading back to my dorm, I began to think to myself, how could I be so worried of what others think of me? Why would I ever let the judgments of those around me stop me from trying new things? That past Sunday on the ice rink outside of O'Hara Hall taught me a great life lesson, one in which I wish I learned and accepted many years ago. That if you never try something, then you will never succeed. Or as hockey great Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.